So story time. I was at this groundbreaking event a few months ago, and developer was literally brandishing about why what he's selling is the best. This, that. It was actually collecting more money, you know. And then the question I asked him is when it was time for question, why must people buy your product or buy your development and not buy from somebody else who has been around for a while or who their structure is already seen and you're collecting more money? And then as I was going to answer, I said, my house is going to come with an elevator. And I'm like, bro, you're building a fourth floor. I don't want to bring my mother into the house and she's struggling to use the staircase, or my blessed or physically challenged friends who need who need help. You know, you have to have an elevator. There's no way about it. Then he said his rooms are going to be big. I'm like, that's what I'm paying. I want to have exclusive rooms. I don't want to start doing my body like this to get into my room. And then he said there's going to be kids play area. Bro, that's why you're not bidding in 27. So that's why you're bidding 2022. My children should have party and bring their friends and they are having fun. And the final thing he said is that his room is going to be in suit. You know, do you want my visitors to come into my house and we are trying to share rooms or toilets? I don't understand. And we're waiting on each other. The point of what I'm saying is no developer to an extent do something that is out of the ordinary, because there's a large market, there's a shortfall of houses in Lagos, Nigeria. People always copy and say, this is working, let me do the same thing. So the difference you see is even the painting, a bit of design, a bit of floor size, little square meters, but it's still the same thing, nothing is changing. So what are the things you need to look out for before you buy such investment? I'm going to take from the external down to the internal. The big one is what's the access road? The access road, I mean, how many road access and exit road, how many road leads to where you're coming to your estate or where you're buying, and how many road leads there? Why is Lekki Phase 1 or Ikoyi prime areas right now? It's simple. It is because Lekki Phase 1 and VI, they have several routes for you to go in and go out. It's that easy, all right? The second most important thing is the location. The land that sits a three-bedroom flat in Lekki Phase 1 is not the same land price that will sit a three-bedroom flat in the Lekki Phase 2. So the land that sits the house is equally as important as anything. The third part is how good is the drainage system when it rains? How good is the road that leads to your estate? Is it good? Is it a road that when it rains in 3 hours, it can suck it up? Is the road also good? Number four is the recreational facilities, hospitals, malls, cinemas, pharmacy, nightclubs, bank. Do you understand? If you leave your house and you decide to take a walk, what's the distance to that place? Is it somewhere that something funny has to happen before you get there, or you need a ride and all of those things? And the final part is what's the location like? All right. I mean, how safe is it? Can you leave in the night? Can you come back and you're free and you don't have to bother that somebody would do something you don't mind to you? So there's gonna be part two of this. I love you guys. See you tomorrow. Cheers.